How we doing there, beautiful? How we doing?
Look at me.
I love
I'm crazy. I just got done detangling, Dr. Umar.
Natural. Where you at in the world, sister? Where you at?
I'm in Illinois, right outside of Chicago.
Town in the building where it all starts, Dr. Umar. What is your take, Queen, on 50-50 rule? Is it okay for men to ask you to meet them 50-50 in a relationship when it comes to the finances? And if you are okay with it, will you also demote him from being head of household because you're paying half?
You know what? I agree with the last lady that was up here, Dr. Umar. I feel like I'm still young, but
your 20s, your 30s, what you?
I'm in the 20s. I'm 23.
Okay.
You know, I want to say I'm young in term, but I'm in a relationship. So I try to help my boyfriend as much as I can, but I don't really believe in the 50-50. But right now, I'm not, married. So I help out when I can help out. I really do. But even still, I don't think that if he wasn't able to, like she said, I would still respect him as the man and honor him just like as the king, because he do the best he can now. To rest would be a beautiful thing too. I think that's a good thing. It's like, I feel like as a woman, you should work if you want to work. I would like to work when I want to work, but I don't know, with or without him, I just want to have my own. So,
And what do you feel about the women who say, if you can at least take care of 80% of the financial load of the family, you shouldn't be looking to get married at all? Where do you stand with that? The 80% rule.
80% is crazy, but I just feel like if you can't afford marriage, then, or like, marriage is more than just the finances. So like, it's just like a rounded thing. So getting the call, texting me and stuff, but I just feel like 80%, you should be getting married if you can't. If your finances, like, if you're not secure both ways, woman and man, then maybe rethinking it. But I feel like if you're like, let's build together, we both gonna work, we both gonna build up the relationship to get the life we want to live. Like, I respect that too. So I wouldn't judge a man or like say, demote him or anything, like he's not the head, or just because God say that the man is the head and you should honor men just like you should honor your queen. But I feel like my role as a wife or even as a girlfriend, just to respect my man,
Okay.
And I feel like men like that in the end too, just to get like that. It's like a reward when your queen comes to you and you providing and you playing your masculine role, she can play her feminine role, and then it's like that balance. Or at least that's what I'm learning. I'm learning that.
Powerful. Thank you for tapping in, beautiful.
Thank you, Dr. Umar.
All right,
I love
baby.
you so much. All right, be safe.
Who tapping in? The 50-50 rule or the 80% rule? Let me get a king. Nicole the Beast, come up one time, Nicole the Beast. Nicole the Beast, come on up. Nicole the Beast, where you at? These crabs is a little, they gave me a bunch of cocaine crabs. Ain't got no meat in them. Somebody tap in. Somebody tap in. They gave me smoker crabs. These crabs don't be eating, they be smoking. Yo, Atlanta, what's up with the crabs? I wanted to order from Spine Divots, but I couldn't find them on the Uber Eats. Atlanta, what's up with your crab game? Ain't nobody tap in yet. There we go. Holistically Ma'at. Going once. Holistically Ma'at. How you doing, beautiful?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. Where you at in the world, sister?
Virginia.
What part?
In the middle of the country, Louisa.
Louisa, how far are you? Because I just came here from Richmond. How far are
Uh,
you?
35, 40 minutes.
Not too far. All right. You should have been with us for the Nat Turner celebration yesterday.
True.
So what's your take on this 50-50 rule, my queen? And what's your take on the 80% rule?
I don't personally think that 50-50 really works.
Why? Tell me why it doesn't work. So you saying even if she agreed to it, it still may not work out. Why?
Well, because especially if a man wants a traditional relationship, and most men, especially most black men, want a traditional relationship.
What do
And
you mean traditional?
they want to be the head of the household.
Okay.
They want to be the head of the household, and as they should be. So the 50-50 thing doesn't particularly work because there is no way that a woman can go to work. Usually, unless you're working for yourself, and then there's differences because if you're both entrepreneurs, then there's difference. But if your woman goes to work and she's working for a white man, and she's taking orders from somebody that's not you all day, and then has to do 40 hours a week and come home and cook and clean and do all her duties, that right there is not 50-50.
In other words, she can't go serve the white man and then come home and still treat you like a king.
I don't think she can. I don't.
Well, that's a good perspective. That's a very having to go serve another man takes away from her humility to serve you, because it's like, I'm out here I got to grind like you for the same white man, and then come home and you want me to be the humble, obedient queen, but you're not giving me the independence to do that.
Yeah. Now,
Wow.
I think 50-50, but see, that's not even 50-50. Like, say if, I think that if a woman is going to work and be with a man, her job should be to work for him.
Mm-hmm.
They should have something going on, a hustle, something going on where she can pour into him, and then he can pour into her and the family.
So let me ask you, do you think it is unhealthy for black women to have to work at all if they have a husband and children?
No, I don't think it is unhealthy because if you look at like our original culture, we always, we black women were always, we went to the market, we did this, we did that, but they were working for themselves. So if you can set yourself, if you can set yourselves up where you're working for each other, then I think that would work more than having to go out into this world and deal with all the issues of white supremacy and racism, and I think that in order to do that, you have to be a unit, and the best thing to do is for you guys to work together, start a business, do something like that.
Okay. And what is your take on the growing population of sisters who say, if you can't handle 80% of the financial load, why are you looking to get married at all?
I mean, I think I'm kind of, I'm almost 50. So I think that maybe, I think it's valid, but I don't know if it's valid for the times that we live in.
Valid, but not realistic?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I can look at my grandparents and see how their relationship worked, and they're still married. You know what I mean? Almost 100 and almost 90 years old.
Wow.
And so, but in this economy and in the Western civilization where where you do need two incomes, that might not, that you might be waiting a long time. You might never get that man that you really want.
Are you single?
Yes.
Why? And you're a beautiful woman. Why do you think you're still single?
Because I have there's certain things that I don't want to deal
Like
with.
what?
I value like loyalty and honesty and respect. I also like I'm not a fatherless daughter, so there's a certain way that you have to treat me in order for me to want to continue with you. And so sometimes it's just easier. It just seems like it's easier.
It's easier to be alone.
It is. It's especially, I'm not going to say the dating pool has pee in it. It has pee in it. And I don't want to swim with pee.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
And understandably, this may not pertain to you, but as a black woman who knows plenty black women, I'm wondering your thought. Why do so many black women oppose polygyny, plural marriage, but they will share a married man?
Because we're so far away from our original culture that it seems abhorrent to us to do something in the light of day that we naturally should be doing. To be honest, I think it has a lot to do with the Western form of Christianity. I actually don't think that there's anything wrong with polygyny. I myself, I think I would be, I don't want to, yeah, like I could be a first or second wife.
Okay. Okay. What, and this will be my last question for you, great information, by the way. What are two things that you think you and other black women are just absolutely tired of when it comes to black men your age? What are we doing that you wish we would stop? What are we not doing that you wish we should start? Like, what are you just have no patience for at this stage of your life when you're dating a man your age?
I think a lot of men make excuses to allow themselves to be mediocre.
Give me an example.
Like, black man, is a prototype. Mm-hmm. And so I get it. I understand Western culture and this country has like kind of like broken us as a people, but we are not mediocre.
Right.
Right. And when I said mediocre, I mean not having accountability. You know what I mean? Like, I know that not having a whole bunch of babies' moms, get the gaslighting, the telling you one thing but your actions do speak another. And so I think that in general, black women are exhausted by that. But I also know that as a black woman who loves and respects black men, I have to still have patience.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel that? Let me reword that. How do we address the fact that there's not enough able-bodied heterosexual men to go around? So because there's such an unequal distribution of the genders, a lot of black men may feel they don't have to take black women seriously because what one woman doesn't do, another one may do. What one woman doesn't put up with, another woman would. In other words, we're at an age right now, a stage, where even black men who have nothing going for themselves, nothing, can still give women their ass to kiss because they know It ain't too many of us. So you may not like what I'm presenting, but guess what? You may not likely find what you are looking for. How do you think we address that? Because the disproportionality of men to women, especially in our major cities, I think it feeds this. I think it feeds the problem, and it lends itself to why a lot of brothers don't have to take y'all seriously, because if you don't put up with what I'm giving you, there's 20 other ones who will.
I mean, and that's fine. Some people like to go to Costco. I prefer Whole Foods. Like you know what I mean? Like quality is quality, and sure, you know, Karen or whoever will put up and do that, but like, you know, quality is quality.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, and to be honest, I also kind of think that a lot of this is a phase that Black men need to go through.
Okay, what is a phase?
Like this whole like uh podcast hating Black women, you know, Becky does it better. I think it's a phase. And I think it started, you know, I saw 10 years ago, it was the white movement, men going their own way, and that incel thing. I think that that has caught on to us. And I think that give it another generation, I see that a lot of these men in their 20s are really about are really about quality.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
And you be like the brother, like the Nigerian brother was saying, you know. And also, to be honest, I think that Black men or Black women should branch out. I mean, there's a whole diaspora of Black men that aren't from America.
Why do you think
Who
American African sisters don't particularly pursue continental Africans here in the States or even back home? I've heard sisters say, you know, I'm not really attracted to the African immigrant brothers. Why do you think? Because they're very responsible. They come from a culture where a man is a man. You know, why do you think, sisters? Is it because those brothers tend to be more traditional, meaning I'm going to take care of you and you may not have to work, but it ain't going to be a whole bunch of, you know, snapping your neck and going against what I say we're going to do in his home? Or do you think there's other reasons why sisters don't pursue the continental African brothers?
I think it's because I think it has to do with the same reason why Black people don't farm anymore. Um, we are it a lot of people will look at it like a step back. Like we're I know, in as a American Black person, we're kind of taught to disdain Africans,
Okay.
right? We're kind of taught, you know, the whole African booty scratcher, you know, all that stuff. We're taught that that nothing really good comes from Africa, right? And so, you know, yeah, we're just it's miseducation.
Oh,
It's miseducation.
okay. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for tapping in. Great commentary.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, sweetie.
Appreciate you.
Let me go back to the alpha males. Where the alpha males at? Where the alpha males at? Let's go back to the alpha males. Brother TYC going once. Brother TYC going twice. Brother TYC going 3 times. Where you at, TYC? Sister Rose Pro going once. Sister Rose Pro going twice. Sister Rose Pro. How you doing, Sister Rose Pro, with that beautiful smile? Where you at in the world, Queen?
I'm from Chicago. I'm here in Chicago.
Chicago, Illinois. Beautiful smile. What is
Thank
your take on the 50-50 rule? Do you find it appropriate if your king says, listen, I'm going to wife you up. I'm going to put a ring on it. But I need you to know we need to do 50-50 down the middle on all things financial. Would you be comfortable with that?
No, I wouldn't be
Why?
comfortable with that. I feel as though um in the black community, we're not holding our men to like higher standards. I feel like we're accepting average from them, and as women, we need to abstain, and they need to get their stuff together. They need to be providers, and yeah, that's just how I feel.
Let me ask you something,
Mhm.
because I don't necessarily disagree,
Mhm.
but I need you to give me some feedback on this one contradiction that I noticed. Do you have children? Okay,
No.
but you can still speak to this. I
Mhm.
hear you say that black women need to hold your men to a higher standard and we need to be providers.
Yes.
That culturally correct. But when I see black women spoil their sons, when I see black women don't discipline their sons, when I see black women let their sons do whatever they
Well,
want,
it's not the black woman's job to do that.
but
It's
stay
the
with me, stay with
father.
me, stay with me.
Okay.
And when I see other black women watch black women not raise their sons to be responsible young men, they become adults and they enter your life and destroy it because they were never taught how to be responsible. Now, don't get me wrong. Only a man could turn a boy into a man, but a mother can still raise a responsible adult. So how are we going to get more responsible men when most of our children are raised by their mom and black women are not doing a good job teaching black boys to be responsible? Help me understand between this demand y'all have
Right.
for accountability, which I agree with. I agree with you. But how are we going to get there if y'all still raising basketball players and video gamers?
Well, I feel as though it take two to tango, meaning like the woman can't raise a son, like you said, like she can only do her best. So if the man is woman made, then he's woman made at the end of the day. Like it's the father's responsibility to be out here raising our sons and building up our men in our community. It's not black women. We already got to go through everything else and do everything else in the household. How can we doing the best that we can? So to put the irresponsibility of the black man in the community on us, that's unfair.
Okay,
That's
but what?
unfair.
Okay, I agree with you, Queen. But what about the way black women raise their sons, though? Are you giving them a complete pass?
I'm not giving them a pass, but I just feel as though why are we having this conversation not including the father?
No, I'm
Like,
with you there. I'm with you there. The ultimate responsibility is on us not being there. I got it.
right.
There is a
So,
war. There is
mhm,
a war against the black male. And right now in Chicago, where
yes.
you are, Atlanta,
Mhm.
where I am, Philly, where I live, most of our young men who are ripping and running and terrorizing the
Mhm.
community live in the home with their single mother.
Yes, and the
Are we
single
not
mom
supposed to
did
say nothing to the single mothers because they're single?
no, but did the single mom have a father? What was her previous relationships like? What did her mom experience? What did her brothers experience? What did her father experience? What was her upbringing like? So I think that plays a really big role. And I'm abstinent. I have been now for 2 years because
Beautiful.
I just feel as though it's not worth it. And when I'm ready to marry, when my husband finds me, he's going to be a provider. I'm not doing 50-50, and I'm going to be an attorney. And
Mm.
if I want to pay for something, I'll pay for it, but I'm not going to be providing for a man and I'm gonna look for my man to help me raise my son because I can't make a boy into a man. I just can't do that. So I get the question, but I think it's deeper than it's just way deeper.
Got you. And what do you think about the 80% rule? Women who say if he can't afford at least 80% of the family's expenses, he should not be getting married in the first place. Where do you stand on the 80% rule?
I agree because as a man, you want to be head of household, you want to be respected, and I feel as though if I make more than you, then I will be saying what goes and what was not gonna go, and that's just how it's gonna be
So
because
you believe whoever make the most money runs the house.
whoever paying
Let me
most of the bills,
find out. Let me find out you're a closet feminist.
no, I'm not. I'm just saying, if I could pay all the bills, why do I need a man here? For what? For companionship? I would like companionship, but I would like an alpha masculine man to come in and, be a man. I don't want to have a roommate. If I wanted a roommate, I would just have a roommate.
Well said. And my last question for you, beautiful, great commentary. What are one or two things that you're just sick and tired of seeing Black men do or say? What do you have no patience for at this point in your life when it comes to dating your brothers?
I'm 25 and I'm already sick of this conversation that we're having now, this 50-50 conversation. Other cultures do not have this. Their men know what it is. They know what has to be. When it's time to marry, they bring in dowries and all of this money. I feel like as a Black community, we need to hold ourselves at higher standards. We need to demand more from not only ourselves, but from respect from everybody around the globe. Like, we are the most powerful, but we somehow seem to be like the laughing stock. I don't appreciate that. Like, I'm really tired of us having this 50-50 conversation. Like, our men need to step up and be providers and be the kings that we know them to be. We can't raise them. We're tired. Black women are tired. I'm also tired of our women just settling to be baby mamas. We need to be better. Don't have a baby by him. Don't even get involved with him sexually if he's not providing, if he don't see like good qualities, and if y'all not talking about marriage. We need to have more standards and more just a foundation in marriage. We need to bring back marriage, like bring it back.
Wow. You have an excellent head on your shoulders. You would make a great wife.
Oh, thank
If
you.
I was 25, I'd snatch you. Queen tapping in. Enjoy your evening,
Thank you.
sweetheart.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
All right. That was a good young sister there. My Chicago brothers, that was a good young sister. I don't want her single when she's 30. Chicago brothers, make sure y'all snatch up my little sister. Okay, where the king is at? I need to get a king on here. I need to get BV Ling. Where you at, my brother? All right, King. I can't hear you.
Hey, what's up, Doc?
All right, King. Where you at in the world?
Man, I'm in the Queen City.
Charlotte, North Carolina. Yes, sir. Charlotte in the building. So what's your take on What's your take on this 50-50 rule, my brother? Do you think it's okay for brothers to ask sisters to meet them 50-50? And for the sisters who are willing to meet them 50-50, they saying, well, you no longer going to be the man of the house, then I'm going to have some weigh in on the decisions if I got to pay 50-50. So what's your take on both of those items?
All right. So I'm also a 25-year-old man. I live alone. I got my own house, got my own car, my own everything. And I've had women that I've taken care of fully. So I've done the 100%. But I also have started with a woman at 50% because I had to build myself up, go to school. And so it's about the investment in each other, right? There's going to be times when you're going to be able to put in 50, and there's going to be times where you're going to have to put in 25. But I think it really matters you putting in the effort making it known. And when I say putting in 50%, it's not about money. It's not about money, because you could be putting in all the money, and you working 60 hours a week, and she getting piped down by the landlord, by the plumber. You know, like you
Yes,
paying all
sir.
this money, and she's around with someone else because you're not actually supporting her emotionally. You're supporting her financially. You're paying her bills. She got her nails done, all that stuff. But the money isn't really.
So hold tight. You bringing up another topic that I think is also relevant. Are you telling me that if a man overwork to
Yeah,
support his queen, if you overwork, she could end up cheating on you due to a lack of attention and availability, even though you're slaving for her?
yeah, of course,
Well,
of course.
that's deep. That's
Because it's like you got to meet your partner or whatever, your wife. I don't believe in this whole partner crap. It's either your wife or husband, but your boo, whatever you want to call it. You got to meet them emotionally. You got to meet them financially. You got to meet them trust wise. I think trust is probably the most important one, because if you don't got trust, you could have all the money, but if you don't got trust, it doesn't even matter. You're gonna have snakes in the garden. Uh,
mm-hmm.
so I think that's something I learned, because early on in my childhood, my dad was like the alpha male. He was gonna be like, "I'll take care of you," because my pops, man, he was 62 when I was born. I'm 25 today, and my mom was 27. So 40-year age gap. So she looked at my dad as being the supporter, to be there to through anything. But he was there financially, and he was there to keep me in check. I had to get my ass whooped a few times, but he definitely taught me right from wrong, and I think I learned a lot of stuff through him, my mother, the rest of my family, and through my own life experiences, honestly. I think once I got old enough where I started dating girls and messing with them, I started realizing, yeah, I'm saying I'm taking care of them, I'm giving them money, taking care of their nails, but meanwhile, I'm fucking around with another girl. It's like, is it worth it?
Right. Right.
It's not about the money, because money comes and goes.
What do you think about the 80% rule? The sisters who say if a brother can't take care of at least 80% of the family financially, he shouldn't be looking to get married anyway.
I think a lot of people need to realize they need to take care of their families financially. It doesn't matter where the money coming from. I was raised on a lot of Social Security, food stamps, Section 8. Shit, if anything, the government was the 80%, putting in the financially. So I come from the hard knock life, and it definitely taught me to value money. Now I'm starting to learn that part now, but I'm starting to learn that, and trust.
Last question for you,
And
my
relationships first and foremost,
yeah.
because the relationships that you build with people, you want to build them on genuine love and respect, not because you paying them. I'll tell you one little story. I remember I might have been in like first grade, something like that, and I went into my mom's pocketbook, and I took.
Put some condoms in it.
Hey, Doc,
Take it with, I'll
Doc,
take
come
it
on.
with you. I'll
All
take
right,
it with you. Good.
Doc. All right, give me my time.
Yes, sir.
I went into my mom's pocketbook and I took $20 out of it
Without her knowledge.
without her knowledge. But she's a very smart woman, probably the
You knew you
smartest.
took it.
Oh, of course. She knows that. And I took that $20 to school, and I gave it to another guy, another kid, one of my classmates, the $20 to be my friend. And my mom, of course, realized that I had taken the $20, and she asked me, "It's like, Mark, what did you do with my $20?" And then, me being a kid, I'm like, I don't know what $20. She's like, "I know you took it. So what happened?" And I said, I gave it to this boy in my class to be my friend. You know what she did?
What?
She brought my ass to school, called with the teacher and the other kid's parent, and had the woman give back the $20 from that it was my mother's. And she said, we're not going to do that again. You don't have to pay people to be your friend. And that kind of stuck with me. But at the same time, I would continue to do that time and time and again. To have people in my inner circle. I'd be like, "Yo, come hang out with me. I'll take care of you. Oh, I'll pay your flight. Oh, I'll pay your dinner. Don't worry about it. Don't stress it." But I realized that, again, that's not the genuine connection.
I feel you.
Because the money comes and goes.
Got you. Last question for you, good brother. Do you date outside the race? Have you dated outside the race? Will you marry outside the race? What is your snow bunny resume?
Funny enough, I was talking to a friend about this because I think this was the Lord speaking to me today. It's crazy. So I'm hanging out on my balcony. I'm talking to a brother of mine who I haven't spoken to, man, in quite some months. And I'm catching up with him, and I completely get distracted from my friend who I haven't spoken to in months. Because I see this white girl walking her dog that I had met a while ago. And I say, hey, Carrie, what's up? How you doing? And I get completely distracted, and I start trying to raise her up, being like, "Oh, how you doing?"
So you started chasing Carrie?
I started chasing Carrie. No, but I'm on my balcony, so I'm on top.
So you jumped
down
off the balcony,
and she's walking her dog. Look at this, out of nowhere. No, it had to be the Lord, because a wasp came and stung me right here in the chest. And I was so in shock because I had never been stung by a wasp. It has never happened in my life. I've heard people say stories about getting stung, and it has never happened in my life. But it had felt like a BB gun. I felt like I got hit, and
right.
And it completely took me out of whack because I'm over here trying to talk to this white girl. I got my brother on the line who I really wanted to catch up with, and I let myself get distracted by a woman. Rather than continuing my conversation with someone who I want to genuinely have.
And so how did the conversation end with the snow bunny? You caught up to her with the dog? And
no, I called her. I said, "I just got hit with the wasp. I got to get out of here."
So you
she's like, "Okay, I'll see you later. I'll see you later." And so now I got back on the line with my brother. He said, "Man, that's just so funny." But yes, I have dated outside the race.
Regularly?
I've only had 2, I would say, girlfriends. I would say we were very down for each other. One was black, and that was my first girlfriend. Shout out to Melissa. That's my girl from Cleveland. And that worked out for a little bit, for about 2 years. And then, I was repeating old mistakes that I had learned from my pops and from all the other relationships I had seen in my family. And I started thinking that if I take care of you financially, I could do whatever else I want. But I wasn't really respecting her and giving her the 50% that she actually wanted.
When y'all date the snow bunnies, right? How does the relationship begin? Like, how are they different from black women in the beginning? Like, are they just, hey, let's just go out? Or you're like,
actually, funny
how
enough,
do you court the bunny?
So the bunny is actually a very interesting story because I I didn't connect to her as her being white. I connected her on her as a she's like me type thing, coming from the hard knock life. Actually,
Now,
a
how was
lot.
she like you coming from the hard knock life if she was
If
white?
any, well, I'm gonna say it right now. She comes from a much worse situation than I do. Okay, she had came from a trailer park in Maine. Hey, look, I'm telling you this. I'm being
Yes,
serious.
sir.
She had came from a trailer park up in Maine uh, with a mother that was a hoarder. She didn't have access to a lot of stuff. Man, when she came to school, she came with a black trash bag. Okay,
Get the
I'm being
I'm not
serious,
laughing
Doc. Man,
at her. Good.
I,
So you said
but
this was straight out of what was the movie Eminem did with Mekhi Phifer? What was the Eminem
man, I don't mess with Eminem. Okay,
Eight
I love black.
Mile, 8 Mile,
Oh,
8 Mile.
8 Mile, yeah,
She was straight
8
like
Mile,
eight Mile.
yeah. So straight up like 8 Mile, Detroit, but you what you would consider trailer trash. What people would consider that. But
Okay.
I didn't see her that way. I looked at her as a girl that has a lot of potential, but just needs the support from someone that genuinely wants to help her, not because they want to fuck her or have this white fetish
Stop
or
right
anything
there.
like
I got a question. Something just came to me. A light bulb. Would I be correct? And of course, you can't speak for every black man, but we're talking about patterns and tendencies. Would I be correct in saying that a lot of black men who date snow bunnies may date the poor snow bunnies because she's going to give him an opportunity to genuinely lead her, whereas a poor black woman may still fight him in his mind. He may feel that the black woman may still fight or resist my leadership, even if I'm trying to help her. Whereas with the snow bunny, she's going to really allow me to assume this role as her savior, whereas a black woman may not.
I'm gonna go
Did
and
you did you derive some self-esteem from being her black male savior?
I'm just gonna put it out there that it goes the color don't really matter at the end of the day. I was raised by my mom for the most part. Like I said, my pops was around. He did a great job at being a father because I learned a lot of stuff from him. I mean, the dude was already 60 something, so there's a lot of stuff you can learn from old folks, especially when you come out of their sack. uh, but I always had that mentality that I had to be this sort of savior, and for my mom to be like, I got to do good. I got. I mean, I ain't even speaking right anymore. I got to do well in life, right? I have to become educated. I have to get the family out the hood, right? I have to make sure my family is doing the best that they can, and not make excuses that we're going to stay in the South Bronx on Social Security on Section 8. And so I think that followed over to other women that I interacted with, where I saw, hey, you're really struggling, right? And I would see myself wanting to help my mom and the rest of my family. And I think that's where it really stemmed from. It wasn't more so a
Question,
Captain
question.
Save a whole situation. It was just like, I want to genuinely help you. But then there was other parts where I had my ulterior motive where it was, I wasn't always being honest about why I did what I did or the things that I do, why I'm
How
helping someone.
long did you stay? How long did the relationship last with the bunny?
Uh, 2 years.
And
Two
how
years.
long? Why did it end? Why did it end?
She did not believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and that was
So she
really
didn't
the
believe
break.
in God,
No, she did
but
not.
she waited to tell you that. She waited to tell you that until after you finished saving her.
No, not exactly. I mean, I've
You
always
didn't
been
know she didn't
religious.
believe in God?
I've always been religious, and I, I respect the Lord. But it wasn't until after that 2 year period. I'll put the years into date. So this was in 2020, right? So we got locked down together. So I wasn't really caring too much about her
Wait
religious
a minute.
values.
What you mean y'all got locked down together?
So,
Y'all was locked in
so
the apartment during COVID quarantine.
yeah, so
So
I
you just
drove.
met her. She had a black trash bag.
Well,
COVID
well,
hit. Y'all got
yeah.
locked in, and then you found out that she didn't believe in God.
No, 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 sir. Look at this.
So good.
We got locked down in 2020. I was in my third year of college.
Okay.
She was in her first. So we went to the same school, very well educated woman, but just coming from a tough part of town. And so we helped each other. I learned a lot from her. I think she learned a lot from me. And once that 2 year period came around, I graduated. I got my own house, got my own car. I gave her a lot of life experience. I taught her how to fucking open up a bank account. Like, she still had her own bank account where I'm linked to her mom. I think I helped her to become a more independent woman. And I think at that point, I was also looking at the future, right? At that point, I think I was 23, and I'm like, do I really want to continue this relationship? If I think I've done what I needed to do, I helped her, and I need to really think about my future, my family, and if I'm gonna have a wife, I need a wife that's on the same wavelength about the Lord.
She was that.
And she wasn't that, and so that I have no animosity against her for that.
I
I
feel
don't.
you learned in that. You
I
learned.
learned that, and I learned it earlier, right?
Mhm.
This is something I did when I was 23. So imagine I had stuck with her, and she continued not to believe in the Lord, and there would have been a lot more problems down the road if I had not ended it when I did.
So let me ask you this:
The
because
expiration date had came, and I had said we're not going to let it spoil.
right now, because she didn't believe in God, how do you know that while you were sleeping during the COVID quarantine, she wasn't doing rituals and stuff on you in the name of the demons and Satan? How you know she wasn't putting spells and rituals on you, my brother?
Actually, she was into that stuff.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man, she was into that Wiccan, like
Oh,
crystals and stuff and spells.
so you had a trailer trash Satanist and you was quarantined in.
But look how Jesus Christ had followed himself. He would be around all sorts of people, prostitutes.
I feel you. I feel you. Nobody is beyond.
Yeah, exactly.
But you
Who am
took a
I?
risk
Who am
though.
I
But
to
you took
judge?
a risk though.
Who?
You took a risk.
I did take a risk, and I learned from it, and it made me a stronger man. And for that, I'm forever grateful. But by me always having the Lord by my side, I feel safe. I feel safe.
Did you see that new movie called Deliverance? Is it
No,
a Tyler Perry film?
man, I don't. Them Tyler
Now,
Perry films are corny,
this is
man.
based on a true story. The family got possessed. There was a spirit in the that possessed the children. So I'm
I
just saying,
mean, I'm
careful.
a huge movie buff, so I'll check it out.
Got you, man. Thanks for tapping in, King. I'm going to run. I appreciate you, brother.
All
Thanks.
right, man. I gotta catch you out there.
Yes,
You gotta
sir.
come out to the Queen City. If not,
For
I'll
sure.
catch you somewhere in the world. Stay blessed, man. Take care.
Yes, sir. Be safe, guys. All right now. All right now. What the fuck? What was what the fuck? He showed up with a black bag. Y'all got quarantined during COVID and you found out she was a Satanist? This shit crazy. Y'all better leave them bunnies alone. I got me another sister about to jump on. Sister jump on once, sister jump on twice. Where you at, Queen? Where your face at, beautiful? I gotta see you.
Hold on, give me a second.
Oh, that's brother. Oh, it is the
Umar.
all right. That's a brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay, where
Yeah.
you at, King? Where you at?
Right here.
I can't take it. I can't take it. Where you at in the world, my brother? Where you at?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Little Rock, Arkansas. Okay, my brother. My first question. Well, okay. How do you feel about the 50-50 rule?
I mean, it's like, here's the thing. I'm young. I'm like 15, almost 16.
Okay.
And I mean, I can see the problem with like just guys in general at my age and farther on, because it's like they make the black community look so bad, like real bad. And a bunch of like people, a bunch of black people that have the honor and are able to go out and do things and are big in the world, they just make black people look like clowns, like a laughing stock.
True.
And it's just makes a bad, it just puts a bad look on them. Just us in general.
I feel you.
And I feel like there should be more men in the world, young boys in the world that just are rose right to be, knowing of how a man should act, how they should provide for the woman, and how they should be able to show, do the basic things they're supposed to, and all that. Not playing dress up or just going around doing stupid things, just, And I could say the same thing for some women, especially in my school or my age. They go around talking to all sorts of guys and all that. I have this one girl, I'm about to ask out for homecoming soon. And, she is a black queen, and she's smart. She's amazing, to say the least.
Let me ask you this. Oh, no, finish that. I'm sorry. I'll ask you after.
But that's the whole reason I like her, because she has sense, unlike many people.
As a young brother, 15, 16 years old, what is your biggest concern about 10, 15 years from now when you're ready to get married, when you look at the women in your age group? Like, what is your biggest concern in terms of starting a family, trying to have children with the sisters being raised in your generation? What concerns you the most?
Honestly, again, them not having the right mindset of what a woman should do. Like, I'm not trying to be whatever the word is to describe how, but like, I mean, like, a woman shouldn't just be so accepting of someone who obviously isn't good for them. A woman shouldn't be like just accepting of them because they're like 6 feet tall or whatever, just gonna leave them. I work, my dad, he's Nigerian, and we do a bunch of stuff regarding that. And my dad and mom both taught me, the basics, just to be respectable, kind. I need to respect other people. I grew up knowing that my whole life. And it's sad because so many other people, women, men, they don't know that. They couldn't grow up knowing any of that. And the problem that's going to happen is Shanae is going to be hooking up with this guy and this guy. And then she's going to have like 10 kids to worry about. And then the dad's going to be either be in jail somewhere or just, it's just going to be chaotic. And it's not right. It's not right for something like that.
Got you. Last question for you, Prince, and some good commentary there. Have you ever, and be honest, have you ever dated outside your race, and would you date outside your race?
Yes, I have. Whenever I was like younger, I feel like, yeah, not during high school, but like middle school, I have and all that. White and then Mexican, and I mean, from now on, I think I'm good on dating outside, beautiful black race and all that. Because I mean, yeah, it's not good.
I got you. Thanks for tapping in, King. Good comments, man, and good luck with the rest of the year too.
Thank you.
All right, Prince. Be safe, man.
You too.
Right. Yo, man. And stop taking shots at our little brother, man. We got to show respect. That's the young king right there, Arkansas. Very wise for his age. Very wise for his age. Sophisticated C going once. Sophisticated C going twice. There we go. How you doing, Sophisticated C?
Good. How are
Where
you?
you at in the world, beautiful?
Philly, of course.
Hometown. What part?
I live in Balakenwood.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. So
Yeah.
what's your take on the 50-50 rule? Is it okay for me to say, listen, I love you. I'm going to make you my wifey, but you got to meet me 50-50. We got to split this thing all the way down the middle because I'm not able to handle it on my own. And let me add a caveat to that. Does it matter to you if he's asking for you to meet him 50-50 because he can't handle it all versus a brother who could handle it all but doesn't feel he should have to since you also earn money as well? Does it matter what condition he's in? Would that influence your decision if a brother came to you with a 50-50 marriage proposal?
Okay. So I'll answer the last question first because that's the first one I remember.
Okay.
Does it matter if he can handle it all and choose not to? Yes. I just don't think that that's the right part coming into a partnership saying I can handle it, but I choose not to. That's not, no, I'm not okay with that. What I would say about everything in a nutshell, trying to remember everything that you said, is everything for me has a bottom line, right? And so the bottom line is, what did we agree on first and foremost? And if I'm a Christian woman, I agree about biblical principles